Welcome to Conversations with Young Leaders in Menstrual Health and Hygiene, a series brought to you by me, Janet Bogwa, in collaboration with Menstrual Hygiene Day. In this series, we celebrate bold, brilliant young voices who are leading the change in menstrual health and hygiene from all around the world. Each episode highlights a young leader, somebody using their voice, platform, or lived experience to shift the narrative around menstrual health and hygiene and to break the stigma around menstruation. Today, I am joined by Lennox Omondi. He's the CEO of Ecobana. Again, very excited. It seems like a lot of the young leaders that I've been talking to, I've interacted with them, I've shared space with them. So it's an honor to be able to speak to them again and to share space with them again, but this time in the capacity of the work that they are doing as young leaders. Lennox, it's a pleasure to see you again. I know that you joined us at Data Culture. You were the only man, as part of our panel. Is that something that you find a lot in this space as a menstrual activist who is male? Do you find yourself in a lot of spaces where there's just Lennox, or are you seeing many more Lennoxes?
Well, right now still it's just Lennox, because I think men haven't gotten that urge or gotten that feeling of being in the same room discussing about issues that are affecting women. So when I was starting, it was a little bit awkward to find myself the only man in the room talking about this. But right now, I've been doing this for the last 3 years, so I have that capability and the feeling of walking into the room and talking about the issue that faces women. But I think other men are also starting to come up, and organizations are being formed that are training men or involving men into this space as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I know we talk a lot about male allies and including men. On the one hand, we know that it's an obvious way to continue the conversation and to make sure that we're pushing for menstrual justice.
Yep.
On another, sometimes there's trying to figure out how to incorporate men, how to get them to understand it, for them to have empathy, but also not to feel disconnected or removed because of what you've said. It can be awkward or they may not fully understand. Is there something that you've been able to observe as a male champion that we can do better to involve men and boys in a very authentic way?
Well, I think I would call it not fear, but I would call it probably social anxiety. Men are like, what will people say about me when they found me talking about this particular chat or issue? Or what will they say about when somebody records me talking about this, what will people back at home say?
Lennox, we talk about sustainability. Period products, all of them, it's a choice for every girl and woman, whether it's disposable or reusable. But sustainability is definitely something we're moving towards. Why is it so key to integrate sustainability in menstrual hygiene, especially within the climate and environment context?
I think sustainability is key given the current or what we've seen on the Kenyan market, for example, with the conventional menstrual products, which take up to around probably 500 years to fully decompose, because sustainability in creating sustainable products for menstrual hygiene is not just about reducing emissions, but it's about creating systems that give more than they take. And at Ecobana, that is what we are doing. We are not just selling the menstrual pads, but we are creating and building a circular economy that benefits the people and the planet. And because the women that we work with to produce these pads are the same women that had problems and faced period poverty growing up, and right now they have an opportunity to not only create a product for themselves and their young ones, their daughters or their sisters, but they're creating a product that is going to benefit even a generation that is going to come. And given that our pads are made from banana fibres, which is also turning waste, agricultural waste into wealth, we are creating job opportunities, which is reducing plastic climate pollution and empowering girls all through one solution. And that is the power of, I think, social entrepreneurship. And I think in Africa as a whole, we don't have the luxury of choosing between creating impact and impact, but we must design for both. And that is where social entrepreneurs thrive. And when you create an enterprise that not only benefits the people, but it's also able to impact them in a way that they are able to get better income opportunities or better job opportunities, that is social entrepreneurship.
Very, very critical points, to link it together. Lennox, in this conversation, we've talked about male allies, we've talked about sustainability, we've talked about perception, culture, barriers. What else is missing for you in order to complete a period-friendly Kenya? What does that look like for you?
In order for us to create a period-friendly world, we need a very progressive policy-making procedures. I think that is where it all lies, because we've had this conversation of girls will get free menstrual products in schools. In some areas they get, in some areas they don't get. And even if they get now, they probably want to get for the whole year. So I think we just need a very progressive policy-making procedures in the country right now. And to me as a person, I think a period-friendly Kenya is one where no girl is missing school because she doesn't have pads. And it's a Kenya where we no longer whisper the word menstruation, but we speak about it with pride. And even men as well, they speak about it with pride as a symbol of strength, not shame, or not, to be quoted by society or to be quoted by norms that you're doing something wrong. So to me, that is what I envision as a period-friendly Kenya.
Brilliant. I love that, where we don't whisper it, where we talk about it with pride. Lennox Omondi, founder of Ecobana, biodegradable menstrual products. Thank you for everything that you're doing. Thank you for your voice. Thank you for the work you do. And thank you for being a menstrual justice young leader. We appreciate you. Have a good one, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ciao.
Ciao. We can't achieve a period-friendly world if we don't include men and boys. Now, as somebody who has seen this journey for over a decade, people talk about allyship, and it has to be holistic, intentional allyship. Men and boys being part of this conversation is pretty much, I'm going to call it as it is, a non-negotiable. Well, at least I'm happy people like Lennox think it is. But we need more men and boys to be part of this conversation, which means we need to ask, what will it take to open up the space? I think we've invited them in. What's stopping them? Lennox said some of them don't want to feel like they're talking about something they don't understand. To the men and boys watching or listening to this, please try and understand. We invite you. We always have, we always will. So it's about you taking the invitation, taking it slow, learning as you go along, making mistakes, but at the end of the day, understanding why this is a human rights issue. It is an all of us issue, which means it's a men and boys issue as well. So thank you again for staying with Conversations with Young Leaders on Menstrual Health and Hygiene with me, Janet Bogwa, in collaboration with Menstrual Hygiene Day. Remember, if you are a male ally or a man, or you know a boy or man in your life, challenge them. How are you making them a male champion today?